Hello everyone. So by now you should be familiar with the 2019 FRC Deep Space game. So this tutorial is just to go over and teach you all how to use the scouting app. So it's on an iPad. During competitions there will be 6 teams on the field, 3 teams per alliance, and each iPad, there's 6 iPads, so there's 6 people per shift, and each iPad is automatically assigned a team to scout. So here you see this is the event, which is Silicon Valley 2018. The matches are here, Q3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And then there's teams here which correspond to each match. So you want to scout the next match that comes up, right? And if it's green, that means with the check mark, it means it's already finished. It's already scouted. Okay, so Q3, type in your name, and then you are required to set a starting position. Recall that robots can start on level 1 or level 2, but they cannot start on level 3. So just just specify the starting location, which is important so we know the path that they take in auto. When we're scouting, we're going to go to the side of the stadium, which the blue side is on the left and the red side is on the right. So it should look like this, but if the blue side is opposite, so it's like turned around, then you click toggle field orientation to change it. And red will always be mirrored. Okay, begin match. Alright, so in auto, the robots will go off the hab, and they will score in a place. So there's like possible places to score here. This means that they score like right here in the front. So say they go here, place a hatch. It can either be a success or fail, right? So if it's a success, click success. Fail, click fail. And then right here, what will happen is the timestamp of when you clicked it will show up. The items, and then all this stuff is self-explanatory. Say hatch failed here, failed it. One important thing is that if you accidentally click like the wrong thing, like say you meant to put like hatch here, but instead you put cargo, then you can always undo immediately. But if you like just realize that you put something wrong, like 3 events up, then don't click undo like 3 times. Just wait till the end of the match where you can adjust that later, and we'll go over that in a sec. Also for rockets, remember that there's 3 sides, right? And the middle is meant to score cargo in, while the sides are meant to place hatches on. So that's why when you click on either the left or the right, it'll be scoring a hatch on either of the levels you specify. And like in the cargo ship, you click success or fail, and then the middle will just be scoring cargo. So make sure when you click it, you always look at the header first to know. For rocket, you look at the header first to know that you're scoring the right item. Some teams may develop ways to shoot cargo through the sides, through the hatch holes, and so if that happens, make sure you click the middle one, the middle button to score the cargo. If you click success or fail, nothing will happen. You will have to have something specified. Oh, and if you're wondering, the timestamps are issued not when you click the button. It's when you click success or fail. Yeah. So continuing to tell y'all exact same thing, except right here we don't need to scout for success or failed anymore for cargo ship. So if you click hatch, it'll automatically get put there. And also now about so for scenarios in which you would click success or fail, success you want to only click if the item is successfully placed and stays on the rocket or cargo ship. If it falls off and the robot does not pick it up in like a minimum of 3 seconds to put it back on, then count that as a fail. If it struggles for a while to re-intake the hatch or the cargo, then click fail. Or if it goes back to get a new item, that's also a fail. If for some reason the robot or the team forgets to place a hatch to stop the cargo from rolling out, and instead places a cargo, then that would be considered a fail. Yeah. Continuing on. So this is the end match screen. What you want to do is you want to first do all of this bottom stuff, and then write notes so that it'll jog your memory kind of on what to write. Right here, there's the robot died. If a robot died for more than, say, 20 or 15 to 20 seconds and didn't go back on, then that would be a robot died. Or if the robot was dead for the entire match or something. Hab bonus is if the robot was able to leave the hab during auto. And that's important to click, because then we'll know that their auto worked and they got assigned points for the hab bonus of leaving the hab. This top button group here is for solo climbs. So if the individual robot was able to get to level 3, for example, click level 3 and etc. And then these are for assisting climbs. So if a robot was able to, like, say, drop ramps to allow other robots to climb onto level 3 or level 2, then click those. And we don't care about level 1 because all robots should be able to climb to level 1 without help. So these two are completely different. Like, a robot can do neither if they, like, don't try at all, or they can get to a level and also bring other robots up. If a robot drove onto another person's robot to get up, or they got assisted in some way, like ramps, another team dropped ramps and they drove up, then consider that as no climb and no assisting climb at all. Alright, so they don't get any credit for it. And then here there's ratings. NA means they did not play defense, or NA for cargo or hatch intake means they didn't have those intakes. And when you're rating hatch intake, like, that doesn't just mean ground intake. That's like how their hatch intaking ability in general is, like going to the loading station, how long they spend there, kind of. 5 would be touch it, own it. If they touch the game piece, then they got it in their robot. That would be, like, perfect. 0 is if, say, they spend the entire match just trying to intake one item. That would constitute a 0. For defense, a 0 is like if they went to the other side and kept fouling the robot, like going into their hab zone, something stupid like that. That's a 0. 5 is if they played excellent defense, didn't preventing robots from scoring easily, etc. Then driving, 5 is like super good driver, and 1 is bad driver. 0 is bad driver. Like, you'll see if you watch more matches, you'll get an idea of what is a 0 for driving and 5 for driving. Okay, and then you can write notes. Here are the guidelines for writing notes. Yeah, try not to talk about stuff that happened try not to talk about, like, oh, this robot did 5 hatches and 6 cargo, because we already know about that from the other data. Write about, like, how fast they were, like, qualitative stuff. If they committed any fouls, if their driver seemed to not know what he or she was doing. And then climb notes is a different set of notes for just describing their endgame climbs. You can be really brief, like it can just be 1 sentence for climb notes, but don't talk about the climb in the normal notes. So yeah, don't type ASDF or something. Okay, notes are required. It'll alert you if you forgot to fill them in. Be thoughtful in them. continuing on, we have the QR code screen. You have the QR code which the stands manager will scan for you to upload to the server. This is where you can edit the events. So like, let's say this one, I accidentally clicked or something, you can delete it. Or this one, something else happened, you can delete it. Same thing. -1 means NA. And then please do not, like, say for example you completely beefed and you spent the entire match in Sandstorm screen instead of moving to Teleop. Like, don't try to remember everything and like fill it in later. Or don't try to remember everything and fill it in at the spot. Just skip the match, don't submit it, don't do a QR code, and we can scan it later, or we can rescout it later from like a video feed or something. Okay, and then once you're done, you just click finish. Oh, and by the way, if you do want to go back to this screen, it's okay because you won't lose any data. Like, everything will be filled in. But once you go back here and go back again, then everything gets deleted. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, and then if you delete something, the QR code, if you notice right here, it'll change, which is what's supposed to happen because the data is changing. Okay, and then click finish. This thing should be green now, scouted by your name, and then the team. Get matches, don't worry about that. That's just for us if we're updating the iPads for a new competition. But yeah. Alright, cheers. Have fun scouting.